Howdy, welcome back to the channel. Today we are at Spectrum, just outside Plush, Oregon. We are hoping to do some belt runs. That plan quickly went out the window when we showed up. There's a bunch of people here. The end of the season is supposed to be tomorrow, and because we also had an eclipse happen, that meant there are a bunch of people here at Spectrum. So we could not actually do a belt run. So we had to settle to get a pile, which is the same material that goes through a belt run. The only difference is it's not getting washed at the wash station, and since there's not enough hoses to go around, we're going to be sorting it dry. So we're going to try and make the best of it, and we're going to see if we can find some cool stones. We have to wait for them to bring us our pile. I've been here before. Theo hasn't. Theo's somewhere back there. Right there he is. So we're checking the tailings right now. We're waiting for our pile to show up, and hopefully we can find some nice stones to bring back home, because it was a long drive and we don't want to come back empty-handed. So it's going to be a little while for us, but it'll be just a second for you. Okay, I just dumped this out. That looks red.
What? Yep, it is. Totally is.
Bling bling.
Heck yeah, dude.
Nice. Alright, I'm back here at the shop. These are most of the sunstones that I found. I found two other ones, but I gave one to Theo, and then I traded Theo for another sunstone. So these are most of the ones that I got from that pile that we got. And I'm going to show you how I look for any shillers or any other colored stones. And these have already been washed. Basically, I had them in the container that I was putting them in, and rinse it with water several times, get all the dirt. So these are pretty much mostly already washed off. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a white plate. Has to be white. And grab a handful of stones, just like that. And we're going to take some water. Doesn't have to be any special water, just water. And we're going to put it in a container like this. Now that we have our little tray of water here, this will allow me to kind of look for any different colors in the stone. So I'm just going to twirl it around, kind of poke and prod a few of these, kind of see if I can see any color. And does this one have any color? Yes. So you should be able to see that one right there. So I'm going to zoom in. So we have a little bit of color in that one. Sweet. Yeah. Yep, just a little bit of color. So there's one colored stone. This one's almost hard to tell because there's like a lot of matrix in there. But I think it looks like there could be color in this one too. It's very, very faint. But there's some color in that one as well. Nice. Now, believe it or not, it's fast to grade. It's hard to know for sure, because you might have to grind away to the edge of the stone to look for any fractures or other inclusions that would make it not facetable, and kind of go from there. Let's see here. Move them around. I don't see any other color in this batch. So we'll remove these ones and get the next one on the tray. Sometimes this can go pretty quick. Sometimes it can take a little while. But the more you do it, the faster it goes. There's actually a little bit of color on this one right here. Just gonna zoom in. Yeah, that one's got a little bit of color. Nice. See, it's hard to tell when it's not in the water. See a little bit of pink right there. Cool. Actually a pretty good sized stone too. Nice. And I don't see any more noticeable colors in this batch. So go ahead and empty these out, get the next ones on. And I already see one colored one. That one's a pretty easy spot. Right there. Zoom in. It's always nice when they stand out like that, because it saves a little bit of trouble having to find it. Now, that's kind of tweezers for this one. You can see the red in there. Right there. Nice. Sweet. And this one, it looks like it has some mild color to it. It's very faint. No, that's why. So you put it in there. It's got like a peach color to it. This one is actually a schiller. So see that sheen right there? You flip it over, we should get the same schiller on the other side too. So this one is a schiller. Probably make a couple really small cabs out of that. Just cut it right here, cut it right in half, and then make 2 cabs. And there's this big one right here. This one doesn't have any color at all. It's just a clear stone. But it's pretty good size sunstone, so this would be good for faceting, I think. My opinion, anyway. I don't see any other colors in this batch, and I have one more batch to go through. I see a schiller. Is that a schiller? Yes. It's very, very faint, but it is a schiller. So that'd be a nice cabbing stone, maybe. That fracture might make it a little difficult, though. It looks like this one had schiller, but it was so faint. Yeah, it's right there. Really, really faint on that one. I'll still set it aside anyways. Really faint on that one. I thought I saw a faint schiller in this one too. Yeah, it's very faint. We're going to set that one aside. That's why you want to kind of like, twirl around the dish, move the stones around, that we can kind of get every possible angle, because you don't want to miss the good stuff. But now I'm pretty sure we got it all. After everything's said and done, this big pile is the pile of clear and champagne colored stones. And then down here we have the one big cutter, which I'd like to see if I can get faceted. Then we have some very, very mild colored stones. They're not super deep in color. And it kind of looks like this actually might be potential red and green. Maybe. That one looks like it could be red and green right there. So these are the top picks out of this whole pile. Know before you go, number one, it is a gamble. We're going to find nothing is guaranteed. You might find a few cool stones, or you might find a bunch of cool stones. It's a gamble. And if you're okay with that, then that's cool. Know before you go, number 2, and this one's very important, at least when this video was being made, they didn't have any mention on their website that certain things could not be reserved in advance. With those 2 things being belt runs and the all-you-can-eat buffet. We had every intention of doing a belt run, but before we even showed up, I'd asked in advance, like, hey, can we do a belt run? They're like, yeah, so long as you're here before 1 p.m., shouldn't be a problem, and we can, you can do a belt run. Cool. We showed up. Happened to be the day of the solar eclipse. Bunch of people there, and we were told we couldn't do a belt run. And then we were told that they actually can't reserve anything in advance for as far as belt runs for any given reason. And so we were a little bit disappointed. We did take a pile since we were already there. We already made the trip. It was 5.5 hours for us to get there, and we were on a schedule. We didn't have time to sit around and wait or sleep somewhere, come back the next day to do a belt run. So we were definitely on a time budget. So if you're on a budget, just so you know, it's a possibility that they may not even have belt runs available for that day. And the other thing is the all-you-can-eat buffet, which is where you and a few friends split this cost. They bring you as much ore as you can process in a couple of days, keep everything you find, and then off you go. These 2 things can't be guaranteed because, if they have a really busy weekend and they have a bunch of people doing belt runs, then they can't process all the ore that they can bring you for a couple of days. So please keep that in mind before you even go out there. Know before you go, number 3. Be sure to follow their Facebook page or their website. That we can kind of get an idea when their mining season is, because at a certain point they do stop using the machines to bring piles or do belt runs. And once those mining season's done, they don't do those anymore. So plan accordingly and plan in advance to the best of your capability. Know before you go, number 4. Plan accordingly. Plan around any kind of big events such as solar eclipses, any kind of like music festivals or anything that might be going on in the area. Try to go during times where it's not going to be a bunch of people for the best possible chance to either get a belt run or get a all-you-can-eat buffet, or just to kind of avoid a lot of people in general. But the best part about the mine is they do provide the screens and everything else that you need to use in order to find the Sunstones. They provide the shovels, screens, and everything else. Just bring snacks, a hat, sunscreen, and they do have bathrooms out there, so no worries there. That is going to do it for today's video, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all here in the next video. Rock on.